Most hard coolers are great when you're using them, but the moment the trip is over, you're left trying to find somewhere to store a huge empty box. That's exactly the problem the Coleman Snap N Go 55-quart collapsible hard cooler is designed to solve, and after looking at how this cooler works and what actual owners are saying, the collapsible design is easily its biggest advantage. When fully opened, this feels much more like a traditional hard-sided cooler than a typical collapsible soft cooler. You're getting a 55-quart capacity, which Coleman rates for up to 93 cans without ice. That gives you plenty of room for drinks, food, snacks, and ice for family outings, camping trips, beach days, tailgating, or long road trips. But once you're finished, this is where things get interesting. The cooler collapses down to about 1/3 of its normal size. Instead of having a full-size cooler taking up valuable space in your garage, closet, apartment, or vehicle, you can flatten it down and store it much more easily. Setting it up is surprisingly quick as well. Coleman says it can go from collapse to ready to load in under 10 seconds. In real-world owner feedback, easy setup and storage are two of the things people seem to appreciate most. Cooling performance is another important area. Coleman rates the Snap N Go to keep ice cold for up to 64 hours thanks to its insulated lid and body. That makes it much more suitable for longer outings than the lightweight collapsible coolers you might use just for an afternoon picnic. I also really like the removable waterproof liner. It creates the watertight interior of the cooler, but when the trip is over, you can remove it for cleaning. If you've ever had melted ice, spilled drinks, or food leaking inside a cooler, you'll understand why being able to take the liner out is so convenient. The construction feels reassuringly sturdy when everything is locked into position. Coleman says the assembled cooler can support up to 200 pounds, although they specifically state that it isn't intended to be used as a seat. Carrying it is well thought out too. The handles work differently depending on how you're using the cooler. You can carry it horizontally when it's fully opened or vertically when it's collapsed, which makes transporting and storing it easier. Actual owner feedback is overwhelmingly positive about the space-saving concept. People particularly like being able to keep a large cooler in their car without sacrificing trunk space when it isn't being used. Others mention using it for groceries, camping, family gatherings, road trips, and beach days. There are a few drawbacks worth knowing about. First, at around 19.6 pounds when empty, this isn't an ultralight cooler. Some owners specifically mention that it feels a little heavy. And once you fill a 55-quart cooler with drinks, food, and ice, you're obviously going to notice that weight even more. Collapsing it also requires removing or repositioning the internal liner, so packing it away isn't quite as effortless as folding a simple soft cooler. A few owners said the collapsing mechanism took a little getting used to, and you definitely want to watch your fingers around the folding sections. There's also no drain plug, which is something to consider if you're accustomed to draining melted ice directly from a traditional hard cooler. But those compromises make sense when you consider what Coleman is trying to achieve. You're getting the capacity and insulated construction of a large hard cooler while solving one of the biggest problems with traditional coolers: storage. For campers, families, road trippers, tailgaters, or anyone with limited storage space, the Coleman Snap N Go 55-quart cooler is a genuinely clever alternative to keeping a bulky hard cooler around all year. If you want to check the latest deal, click the link below for the best price and current availability. And if this review helped you, like the video and subscribe for more useful product reviews.